Okay, here's the translated and adapted text, aiming for a natural American English feel, with name and location changes. When a lonely little bobcat, deprived of its mother's warmth, unexpectedly encountered a stray cat, no one could have imagined just how magical the result of their meeting would be. She warmed him with her own care, helped him to his paws as if he were her own son, and though they were so different, fate decided to unite their paths. But soon something amazing happened that surprised everyone. Be sure to read to the end to find out what happened next. The beginning of this amazing story goes back to a warm spring day when a resident of a tiny town in Montana contacted the nearby animal shelter for help. She went out to her porch and saw a tiny creature there that was barely alive. At first, it seemed like an ordinary kitten, but a closer look proved otherwise. A real baby bobcat was lying on the porch. The mystery of how it ended up in her yard remained unsolved. The woman walked around the whole area and waited, hoping its wild mother would return, but it became clear that the little one wouldn't survive without human intervention. The shelter took the situation very seriously. The staff understood that the first, most vulnerable period in the life of Rusty, as they named the bobcat kitten, would be crucial, and he urgently needed a suitable mother. The little guy was tiny, smaller than a human hand, and could barely move on his own. That same day, Daisy came to the shelter, a skinny stray cat that volunteers had found on the street. She had 5 newborn kittens who needed constant maternal care and milk. For a long time, the shelter staff wondered if there was a chance that a domestic cat would accept another's cub, and a wild one at that. It's not uncommon for an adult animal to reject a stranger. But Rusty didn't have time to wait. Without a nursing mother, he might not make it to the next week. So, the shelter workers gently placed the bobcat kitten next to Daisy. And a real miracle happened. She just touched her nose to his fur and took the little one under her wing, as if he were one of her own babies. From the very first moments, it was clear that Rusty was completely safe here. He began to nurse and calmed down instantly. Daisy didn't differentiate between him and her kittens, diligently licking him, putting him to rest, and huddling together with all the furry babies. The sight touched those present deeply, as the cat's heart turned out to be enormous and ready to protect everyone. Days and weeks passed, and Rusty grew quickly. He looked a little bigger than ordinary kittens of the same age. It sometimes seemed that he needed more attention and food, so the shelter staff continued to care for all 6 charges. To support the growing bobcat, they had to supplement the little guy with a special formula for wild cats, because he needed special nutrients for proper development. Nevertheless, the main source of peace and warmth remained the mama cat, Daisy, who tirelessly protected her whole fluffy family. With each new morning, everyone noticed how the unusual, adopted son was becoming more energetic and active. He learned to make his first clumsy jumps with increasing confidence, and stood firmly on his paws. And when Rusty needed some time alone, Daisy was always right there. She didn't only feed him alongside her real kittens, she tried to follow him everywhere. If Rusty didn't come home to the nest by 6 p.m., Daisy started meowing mournfully and wandering around the shelter looking for her special baby. When she found him, she gently carried him back to the others. As time went on, the shelter staff began preparing everything necessary for Rusty's future life. As soon as he grew up, he would need to learn to hunt, overcome hardships, and take care of himself in the wild. With each day, the bobcat's claws became stronger, his movements more confident, and the bobcat's typical behavior became more and more distinct. Although he was still under the wing of his fluffy foster mother, the moment came when it became clear, the little predator would no longer be able to remain completely in the cat family. After all, he had to become a real bobcat, get to know the expanse of forests and fields, and for this he needed special preparation for independent life. Finally, the day of separation came. A special atmosphere spread throughout the shelter, staff and volunteers sought to surround both Daisy and her bobcat with the most careful care. On that very day, the baby was handed over to specialists who undertook to train and prepare him for his imminent return to freedom. And Daisy remained in the shelter with her native kittens. However, it was obvious to everyone, the boundless kindness and maternal heart of the cat gave Rusty a faithful chance for life in his native element. This amazing story inspired many. A domestic cat, who had endured the hardships of a homeless life, gave hope to a wild child of a completely different breed. The strength of attachment and the depth of animal empathy know no boundaries. Rusty was in caring hands because people showed compassion, and Daisy showed her selfless maternal love. And when shelter staff were asked, "Why are you so confident in the success of the rehabilitation?" they smiled radiantly and replied, "Because Rusty had the best foster mom in the world." Thus ends the story of the fragile miracle of life, of kindness and salvation, of how human participation and selfless maternal instinct sometimes save those who are in trouble. Rusty is a bobcat who found a second birth thanks to the tender care of a modest stray cat, and Daisy is a fluffy heroine who took a stranger baby into her family with such a huge heart that it was enough for him and her native kittens. Now that Rusty is beginning his journey in his real habitat, it remains only to wish him happiness and never to forget those who gave him the opportunity to stand on his paws. If this touching story about the friendship between a bobcat and a cat resonated in your heart, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss even more incredible stories about mutual assistance between animals and people. Friends, this incredibly touching story about friendship, care and unconditional love between the Rusty the bobcat kitten and Daisy the cat has come to an end. We hope it touched the finest strings of your soul and reminded you how important it is to be sensitive to those who need our help and support, whether people or animals. After all, it is these stories, full of goodness and compassion, that inspire us to become better, do more good deeds and believe that even in the most brutal world there will always be a place for mercy and mutual assistance. The story of Rusty and Daisy is a vivid example of how love and care are able to overcome any obstacles and differences, give hope and save lives. If you, like us, were struck by this amazing story and want to see more similar materials on our channel, then we have something special for you. Subscribe to our channel right now and become part of our large and friendly community of animal lovers. On our channel you will find even more amazing, touching and inspiring stories about friendship, salvation and devotion in the animal world. We will tell you about heroes whose hearts are full of kindness, about animals who, despite all the difficulties, continue to believe in the best, and about people who have dedicated their lives to helping our smaller brothers. By subscribing to our channel, you will not only be the first to know about new interesting videos, but also support our work in creating high-quality and useful content. Your subscription is your support, which helps us continue to find and tell you the most incredible stories about animals from all over the world. Don't miss the opportunity to immerse yourself in the world of amazing adventures, touching moments and inspiring examples. Click the subscribe button right now and join our team of animal lovers. Together we can make this world kinder and better for all living things. Moreover, on our channel you will find not only stories, but also useful tips on caring for pets, information about various breeds of animals, as well as interesting facts and scientific research from the world of zoology. We strive not only to entertain you, but also to share knowledge that will help you better understand and care for your four-legged friends. So don't delay, friends. Subscribe to our channel right now and become part of our exciting journey into the world of animals. We promise it won't be boring. Together we will be able to learn new things, share experiences, and inspire each other to do good deeds. See you in new videos. We will be glad to see you in our team.